Hey guys, this is William with a at last. I know I haven't uploaded something for a while. At last, I'm playing more Agricola. Playing G4, G5, G6 with Mudan, Marskak, and Lumen. Muddan. I'm gonna call him Muddan though. Something that flow is a little easier. Let's look at the new cards that I don't know. Hasty Farmer. That's kind of fun. Go on fish and pay one food to sow. And cow merchant, improvement rooms, renos, 3 stone less if there are 3 or more cattle on your farm. Well, I've got cow herd here, but I don't have cow breeding. Would be better for that card if I'm gonna try to combo the two. Am I still playing in the Meeple League? I'm sorry to say that I missed the deadline on the most recent one. I kind of forgot about it. I was getting a little, I was getting just like a little tired of playing, honestly. Just because I was checking like constantly, like I was checking every hour, and it was just a huge time sink because I was checking like or multiple times an hour, and then having a move like once a day, and that was not so fun. Um, yeah, just need a generic, reasonable card here, and crop rotators fits into that, and maybe hasty farmer will come back. Okay, next pick, cube designer. One stable if you have 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I play 9 improvements, I get 4 free stables. That looks really good. Um, one building resource of your choice whenever you harvest the last good on a field. With crop rotator, that's kind of a combo. Visionary, I know visionary. Don't think I want to take visionary here. I haven't seen an early way to hold animals, and that's what you really need with visionary. Yeah, let's grab cube designer. It looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm not playing in the Meeple League, Bliksha. I missed the deadline, and yeah, I was the asynchronousness of it. It's a different game, and I was enjoying it for a while, but I mean, I was tired of all Agricola, to be honest, and just playing games in general. I've been watching TV and doing different stuff like that. So, Barnmaster. Nope. Already have cube designer. Hill Farmer is usually an interesting card. Resource Seller. Resource Seller is usually pretty good. I want to play lots of improvements, so Resource Seller seems like a reasonable combination. I really like Haberdasher. I think I might be the only person, but I really like Haberdasher. But Bricklayer is amazing. How can I not take Bricklayer? Especially with Resource Seller. I'm looking at making a couple cheap clay things. Um, yeah, I think I would have been knocked out. So the last season, so the season that ended like back in September, I think I was in bottom of the group for that one. That was silly too, because like I won one game and then lost the other, and was last in the other three or something. It was a pretty ridiculous season, and like it took a really long time to play because people were going on vacation, people were not, not playing, and then so I kind of got tired of it a little. Um, what are the odds that Hasty Farmer is better than, like, I guess if I'm going big house, Hasty Farmer without a plow is probably not worth anything. And I don't have a way of getting crops early, so probably cow herd is fine at this point. Denies it from whoever took that cattle card too. And whenever I harvest the last good on a field, I get a building resource. That's actually a pretty nice combo with Resource Seller, because I can just pick whatever the top item is. It gets kind of tedious when your group has even one inactive. That's exactly what I was finding. I was finding there was always like one fairly inactive person. And like I said, I was checking like multiple times an hour when I was at home, which I didn't need to be, but just like it was a pretty big time sink for me. And I was just finding that I was getting really impatient. I don't really like Entrepreneur, so let's try, even if I don't play it. Animal Tamer, sure. So I'm playing Draft 7. I haven't played for a while, so fewer G6 cards for me to read. Plus, Madan is pretty new to the site, so end of the game. 1 point for each year improvements of the printed stone cost. No, thank you. Simple Oven is pretty good with my layout. Manure. Manure is an option, but like I don't really have a way of getting crops early, so I think I'll take Simple Oven to start. Maybe get Manure if it comes back. And then here, Paintbrush. Paintbrush is like the perfect card with Resource Seller. Whenever you play a card with a bonus point symbol, 1 food to receive a veggie. That's interesting. I don't have any of those, but I guess with Joinery, Pottery, Basket Maker's Workshop, those are bonus points. But Cow Chips. Cow Chips is interesting. Doesn't really work with Crop Rotator that well. So Paintbrush should be pretty good for me. Like, sure, you get excited to make a move, but then you have to wait like a week to make the move. It just becomes a drag. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I played like pretty from like the start. Like I got into it early on, and I played for several seasons in a row. But yeah, I just got kind of tired of it. If it was like 4 times a year and I knew the game was going to be done in a month, I'd play every time. But when it's like 4 times a year and but it takes 3 months and it's like, it's too much. Field here, I think. I don't have a way of getting a vegetable, or else I would take Herb Garden. So I think field. It's fine. Actually, this might be a Shepherd's Crock game, but I always say that and then I never end up playing it. I have Animal Tamer, I have Cube Designer. Okay, let's give that a shot. I do want plate improvements that stay on the field as well. No longer need clay when I renovate my home. Okay, I have ways of getting lots of clay, so I won't take that. Let's grab kindling, I guess. And then this is manure for sure. That works. And Flamingo Lake, yep. How's the audio? I think it's coming out okay, not too quiet. Good. All right. Thanks, Bliksha. Thanks for helping me out with that. Appreciate it. Yeah. Actually, kindling works kind of nicely with Cube Designer. Kind of nicely. Alright, I start fourth. If I got expensive occupation, I'd be happy. If I can ock and then 2 wood, it's an option. Let's move these over, kind of lay out the board the way I like it. Try to get as much of the information on the screen as I can. So we got Tutor from Marskok. I valued Tutor quite a bit lower in this game, just because it's draft 7, so your occupations are generally weaker. So therefore, since your occupations are generally weaker, then when do I need to play Cube Designer? So before my third occupation or third improvement. Yeah, so I've got lots of time. Found a field right away. Ooh. Interesting. One wood really sucks. Really sucks. But I don't see anything else being much better. I don't have a start player action that I want to do. So I'll try this. So I'm actually looking to get a pair of breeding boar this game. Wild Game can can feed me for that first harvest that I have them, and then I have Paintbrush, which wants me to have boar. So first action here is probably what? 3 wood? I have 3 wood comes, I'll take 3 wood. 2 clay is really crappy. I guess I'm playing an occupation. I mean, I could take clay and then kindling, but sheep's not out yet, so that makes that quite a bit less appealing. Let's play Cube Designer for now, get it out of the way. Ooh, actually change. I wonder if Madan has that France deck card. Yeah, I want to play Bricklayer because Bricklayer lets me play improvements, and I need to play a couple improvements before I can play Cube Designer anyways, so. I have the option to start player, but not take the start player action and play Flamingo Lake. Do I want to do that? I probably want to be the start player. Reedstone food. The option to pass on start player and get a food from Flamingo Lake, but then my fourth action would be I would stay in last, and that's never a fun position to sit in. 4 food on this thing. The start of each work phase, yeah, so I don't get it for this round. Evening prayer, that's what it is. I forgot the name of the card. I wonder if Mudden, I wonder if he has evening prayer. Morning Trader, super good, of course. Very nice for Marskog to have. Okay, so cheap occupations available. I also need food. Lumen taking food. Mudden needs food. If he start players evening prayer, then I get 1 food, and then I can potentially do other things. I would like to get that 3 wood, because 3 wood and then Reedstone food, but you know what, if I take food here, there's going to be a couple good wood actions next round. So then I'll be free to do those instead if I want to. I'm gonna mute for a bit. Sorry, I'm just having some food. There it is. Well, Cactus Farmer looks quite a bit better than Cube Designer, which is kind of funny. Whenever you go on Major Miner and use the miner function, you can get a stable. Of course, Haberdasher from Lumen. I guess I can do this thing that I normally do to show the cards. So the add-on that I used to hide the address bar in Firefox is deprecated in the new version of Firefox. So I need to figure a way to do that again because it does just waste so much screen space. I know is irritating because it's like an extra. You can like if I get rid of that, you can actually see the pictures on the cards, which helps a lot. So you don't have to read the names, which are not that big. Yeah, and like I said, 3 good wood actions. So if I could get on 2 reed and wood, or reed, stone, food, and wood, that's fine. That's a good spot for me to be in. I do want to take clay at some point because my family growth queuing actions will be kindling and then improvement fireplace. Lumen, what's Lumen doing here? Oh, all the read actions are gone. That's sad. So that means my second move probably has to be playing occupation if it's still available would be good. Otherwise, clay or wood, also options. So yeah, cow. The cow card that he played makes your stone cost cheaper for each cow that you have, and then the cactus card that Mudden played says that whenever you go on major minor and you use you build a minor instead of a major, you can get a stable for free. That's kind of cool. Especially if you have a way of beefing up your major minor cards. Or if you have a way of beefing your minor actions into major minor actions, I should say. I wonder how that interacts with Haberdasher. Not sure. Oh, this is fun. Oh, very fun. Yeah. Yeah, so he gets a stable and he gets it's kind of like oh, what's that card? 5 rings. Muskock feeding a raw grain. Easy as morning traders, so paying a grain is a relatively minor cost. He's playing on minors, so oh, that's fun. Oh, nice interaction. So he's got a planted grain field now. So now we can play like the wood farmer or whatever. Okay, well, I don't really want to pass 6 wood because 6 wood means I'm going to be last in building for sure. But I also wouldn't mind playing something else. I think I just take 3 wood and stay last for my flamingo. Feed 4, F flamingo. And family growth comes out. Good for Marskok. I guess I could have taken clay so that my reed grab here becomes better. But I don't need to go crazy on my resource seller. I can always use those resources for other stuff later on. What I wish I had is I wish I could combo crop rotator with gleaner and what was that card? Oh, the rotten plow, because rotten plow says whenever you sow a vegetable, you only put 1 vegetable down. So that means that gleaner would be popping off all the time, and then I could resow with crop rotator, and vice versa. Oh, still no read for me. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Well, I'll take clay. And get an extra clay from it. Because now Dan is in a position to build ahead of me as well. Clay oven for Marskok. Nice. Especially if he goes on family growth and then plays like, I don't know, some free card because he has an oven now. Lumen builds a room and I can play my cube card now. Guess I don't really need to show clay oven. If you're watching this, you're probably familiar with what the clay oven does. If not, I'm probably talking over your head a little bit. I am keeping an eye on chat, so please ask questions if you're watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, you can ask questions as well in the comments. Be nice if my most recent comment wasn't that guy talking about... There's some guy in an old video who's like, "You're so bad." I was like, oh, feels bad. Feels bad. Cookies from Marskok. game's going a little slow, but I mean I'm playing slow too, so it's just the way it is sometimes. So I wouldn't mind building 2 rooms at once if I can. Did I take a food from... This should be my 3rd time in a row getting a food from Flamingo. Yep. Good. And Reedstone food, because that gets me all the stuff I need to feed in that next harvest. Flamingo has different value with early FG and draft. I guess draft 7, yeah, because fewer people don't want to go and start player as much. I guess I should put these farms up a little so that I can put the other stuff up. Yeah, and it's hard because we can't even really starve Maroskok because he's got that morning trader clay oven up already. So it's hard to attack that. It's a pretty solid position that he's in. Oh, and he's got Hell Farmer too. Yeah, that's nice. Gets a food whenever he does his plow now, so he can load up on grain fields. And Slapdash Reno for Lumen is a fun card. No one else can build a room. So I can take 2 reed or 3 wood. I think I take 3 wood. Yeah, I don't really want to pass wood to Maroskok. Reed is nice, but I'm still not totally locked in on 2 rooms. Still need another action. So I should have 3 reed. You're right. Thank you. Because I did Reedstone food twice and I got one from the other thing. So I maybe forgot to take it. I haven't spent any reed yet, so that actually makes that move even better because Reedstone food or 3 reed both are options for me now to get to double build afterwards. What? He manually built some stables, eh? I wonder if he has a way of returning stables, because I would not have done that otherwise. But, you never know. You never know. Not my job to play for him. That's not always appreciated, too. He has some plan in mind, I'm sure. Or she, don't know. I assume that's Dan, so I would imagine it's Anyways, Roscock morning trade, of course. So I get a read action either way, so that's kind of nice. Wheatstone food actually would be pretty nice here because of Wheatstone food would be pretty good because of the wells available. And the well is a nice card. Conversely, pottery. Yeah, pottery is good too. I can still build pottery with Wheatstone food. So the reason I would consider pottery especially strong is because I have more incentive to take clay with bricklayer and or not with bricklayer, but because of resource seller. It's an option. But I have kindling too. Yeah, so I can build fireplace, cooking hearth, etc. We'll see. Is he now going on start player? Or is he going to be on major minor? Well, I can build 2 rooms here, but if I don't, then I can guarantee to grow twice in a row here, because I can build, grow, and then grow first action here. So instead what I should do is something to set up my feeding. And so pottery is one way to do that. Marvscott could do 2 wood, 3 reed. Okay, yeah. Even though I'm very, very certain that he's going to go on a different action, you know what? Let's do this anyways. Yeah, even though he's obviously going to do so bake, it's still worth being careful. I can always build pottery next round. Oh, here's the reason for the tutor. Immigrant son. Nice, so Marvscott got some pretty nice cards. Probably sitting after Madan hurts, or helps, sorry. but you know, that happens. Yeah, Lumen had Pipe Smoker. That's the card I was trying to think of what its name was. But yeah, I'm in a bit of a rough spot. Especially because Boar didn't come out here. I wanted to see Boar so that I could grab 2 Boar in round 9 or 3 Boar in round 10 potentially. I might still get 2 Boar in round 10. That's an option. But it means that my wild game cannot be played. But I'm not in that big of a rush to play wild game anyways, so maybe it's fine. Ooh, I forgot I had Shepherd's Croc. Forgot a card. Obviously the card is Shepherd's Croc. Alright, I could take Clay here. I don't need a Family Growth with this action. So I'll play the Pottery. Oh, and I get to save a Clay. Alright. Now my next improvement gets me a stable. Okay, Family Growth, and I play my Kindling here, because it'll let me go for a Cooking Hearth next move, and I get a free stable. So the big thing is that just my feeding is behind, because to grow again here I'm going to need another 3 food. So traveling players will have 3 food on it, sheep will have 4 food on it, but I'm pretty sure Mudden is taking the sheep. I have options, it'll just be a little harder. Okay. Yeah, because I eat up clay for my pottery. I have 2 actions, so I mean it's doable. I only would need to spend 1 of them on food. So I can vegetable or boar. If I could get sheep, that would probably be best case. Thing is, I need wood. I need wood to hold animals. I only need to plow 3 times to fill up my farm, and I have fields, so that should be easy to do. Even if I only get to 2, that's something. What did he do? He took clay? Okay. Thinking about renovating and building the basket maker's workshop, maybe. Gets to save a stone on the basket maker's workshop at the moment. Oh man, start classification wheel. So he's renovating this. Oh, so he's probably playing Stone Person's Daughter, where it's you get bonus points for each harvest that you are in a stone house, and he gets to slapdash, which is nice. Yeah, slapdash with early reno strategies is just so important. And it's kind of funny because the clay and the stone cost is exactly what you would normally need to reno. But if you can just get, but the other way to look at it is you already want to do clay and stone actions anyways. So it just means that you need to do a 4 clay action instead of a 3 clay action, for example. It's a pretty big improvement. He's playing Visionary just for the plow action. I guess with Tutor too, yeah. Marskok playing a Visionary that does nothing. And I'm still in last. Man, Flamingo could just say every time. It doesn't have to limit itself to 4. It could just say every time you're last. But then it would be broken in like 2-player games because you just never go on start player. I guess 4-player is kind of unique for that. I mean, even in 4-player, it's rare for me to go last this long because normally Lumen and Marskok would be playing more improvements than they have been. But my family growth action is safe, which is nice. So that means I can take sheep with my first action, and then second action probably clay, and then third action family growth, something like that. Alright. Take the sheep. I guess relatively speaking, this is a pretty wood-like game. We haven't seen any 4-wood occupations. The only thing injecting wood into the game is Pipe Smoker. Okay, Chief's grandson. That's the card that I thought I was expecting. So I get my clay action, which works for me. This card, Chief's grandson. So last action is family growth plus cooking hearth, which only costs me 2 clay, and then I feed a sheep, I feed 2 sheep, a clay, and a food. So I'm left with 1 food going into round 10. But then I have clay, so it's really like I have 3 food. And then I have the cooking hearth, so cooking hearth is good for feeding. Lets you take those nice 2 boar actions, and even better, 2 cattle sometimes very early. Schnapps Distillery for Mudden. Yeah, this is why, okay, so I think for most people they would have spotted this already, but this is the reason why Mudden should not have built stables with his action. I don't think he ever had 2 vegetables. Okay, so he probably just never updated his farm after taking vegetable the second time. But yeah, okay, so this is going to be pretty clear for most players, but he shouldn't have built the stables, because even if he's not planning on it, there's always a chance that he's going to go on major minor and play a minor, which is what he did with Reno. So he could have gotten a free stable, in which case his farm would be identical, except that he'd have 2 more wood. So food, 2 sheep, and a clay. So now the next improvement I play activates my cube designer. I just got played herb garden, depending on what kind of English you speak, what dialect. Yeah. Yeah, Gleaner, not going to be useful for me. There's still a chance Cowherd, Crop Rotator, Animal Tamer. Those cards all can still have value. Crop Rotator, maybe not at this point. Just because it's going to be difficult for me to get something sown before the end of round 13. Because if I get something sown before the end of round 13, then I can play Crop Rotator in round 14, and it'll be pretty helpful. But I need plows and crops before then, which takes time. Now I do have 4 actions going into round 10, which is quite handy. Cattle didn't come in round 10, so yeah, Cowherd looks like a reasonable option, because I should be able to play Cowherd and then take 2 cattle round 11. And then I can either, if I have enough food, I can breed them, or probably eat one of them, or eat both of them. Okay. Well, I would have liked to have taken wood, but the wood's gone. 2 boar. 2 boar is probably fine. I have paintbrush. You know what? I'll do this first. Eat stone food, get an extra stone. I'm now in a spot to build the well. And the well is nice. Well's a nice card. So question, does anybody have any board gaming podcasts they recommend? What I'm looking for is I'm not so much looking for a game where people just review podcasts where people just review board games, but also like it'd be kind of cool if there's a like a playthrough aspect and maybe like a bit of a strategy component as well. Like kind of, I mean, I guess the reason podcasts like that don't work is because it's hard for people to follow along with every week. Like you're talking about a different game that a lot of people don't have, but I don't know. Be interested in hearing about something like that. Two boar. Last 2 actions. Don't want to take clay. I can take clay next round. Reno, probably Reno well, and then the other action is take vegetable or take grain, I guess. And vegetable gets first priority because if I'm gonna sow something with crop rotator, vegetable is the better way to go. Average Joe, glad to see you're back. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, haven't talked to you for a while, Joe. Hope things are well. I haven't played for a while. I haven't been playing Agricola at all. I played like 2 or 3 games that I didn't stream, but other than that, I haven't played anything. Haven't been playing Terra Mystica online either. Just been we've been watching TV and we've been playing. Well, what I've been doing is playing a lot of Slay the Spire. That's what I've been doing the most of, is playing Slay the Spire. Really enjoying that game. I'm pretty terrible at it though, so probably not going to stream that at all. Vegetables gone. So I can pay for all. I save 1 clay thanks to Bricklayer, and then I do that, and I get a free stable. Have I played any revised? I have not. We actually haven't. I have a bit of a problem because in my gaming group, which is mostly just my 2 roommates and I've played it way more. I've played way more Agricola, as you can imagine, because I picked up the game in like 2008. and started playing online occasionally in 2010. Um, even 2009. 2009 I remember playing. But the revised, so I don't play Agricola offline hardly at all. Like what we had a couple weeks where we were playing a lot, but the big barrier is just like it's not as fun for the other guys because I've just like played so much more than them. So then there's that kind of competitive imbalance. Um, I think Nathan still likes the game, but we haven't been. He hasn't been too into playing games. So I think Nathan would like to start doing the playing together, though. I think he enjoyed that. So maybe we'll try to do that sometime. Stone support for Madan. No longer need clay when you renovate your home. I think you're a little late on that, bud. Grab a grain, because there's nothing else to do here. And refresh. And get a food for Flamingo Lake. Just kidding. On Play Agricola, they have the A, B, C, D decks. Yeah, oh, so actually friends of mine bought the game. And friends of mine who live in a different city, they got the game not knowing that I had played this the whole time. And so I played it a bit with them. And I think they liked it. But they like faster paced games generally. They also like because they really like Settlers, and Settlers you can play really quick. And like they really like played the Harry Potter deck building game with them. I really enjoyed that actually. That was quite fun. Um, so I think Agricola is like a little too slow probably. Yeah. Settlers is the gateway. It is a gateway game, but you know what? Not everyone transitions past it. For some people, it's enough because it gets the competitive juices, and also Settlers you can play really quick, which some people they value that very highly. The ability to get a game through quickly, and also to not have too much time in between decisions. I think that's like a factor as well for sure. Lumen wants wood. He wants one more wood action probably. Madan wants wood. I probably have to take wood here. I wouldn't mind plowing, but I think that's fine. So ideally, do I play cowherd? It would be nice if I could breed some kind of animal this harvest. So that probably means play cowherd and then take 2 cattle. But I'm in a good spot because I can eat up 2 boar and a clay, and I have enough food right now. I can eat 1 boar and a clay, and I have enough food, so we'll see. Joe, I've heard the Harry Potter deck building game is good. Yes, you do. If your wife loves Harry Potter, absolutely. Yeah, because it's really fun. The way they designed it was for people who have never played deck building games before. So the way the game works, and I really like this, is I had played deck building games, but my friends that I played with had not. You go through the years, and adding complexity and adding difficulty progresses the same way that Harry kind of progresses through the story, through the series. So like you start with like you're facing like Crab, Goyle, who are not really that threatening because they're like more prevalent in book 1, but then by book 7 you're facing Voldemort and you're facing Bellatrix Lestrange, but then you also have more abilities yourself. Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it, and it's cooperative, and yeah, it's a fun game. I definitely recommend it, especially if you know someone who particularly enjoys Harry Potter. Do I want to play Paintbrush? I have the option of playing Paintbrush. I can always play it next round too. It doesn't have to come out now. problem with start player is if round 12 is plow sow, I might take 3 wood over plow sow. Because the amount of actions I have remaining to take all the wood I need is limited. Finally, that Basket Maker's Workshop comes out. I would play so much. I would play a lot of Dominion. I like deck builders. I would play a lot of Dominion, and I was playing a lot of it when it was on the original free site, when it was just like really simple interface, really clean. Well, it wasn't fancy at all, but it was really quick to play. I was playing a decent amount on there, but now with online they have all the like the animations and stuff, so it like plays slower, and of course you have to pay to add the extra decks, and so I had gotten and the funny thing is, so they went from the original free site and then they went to the site that was being paid for, and you had to pay for decks, and like it was licensed and everything. I have no problem with the company doing that, but then the problem was, like, I went and did a Humble bundle partially because it came with a bunch of decks for that online thing, and I was like, wow, this seems pretty good value. Well, 2 years later, of course, the site that originally went up, they don't have the license anymore, and it's gone to a new site, and they had an option for people to transfer their paid content over, but if you didn't redeem it within a year, then you lost out, and so I've lost out. So I've lost those decks, which is kind of a pain. Yeah, Joe, I agree. The original site was so good. It's part of a reason. Part of the how clean that site was is a huge reason for why the game became as popular as it did. I think it was a well-designed game, but oops. Lumen playing Stone Oven. Okay. Oh, cattle is gone. So I would like to breed an animal, so I can take 1 cattle for 3 food. I don't need to do that with this. Oh, I have 2 actions in a row. Well, if I have 2 actions in a row, then thank you. I will probably paintbrush. And then 1 more boar. Well, Plowsow is pretty good, but I need 3 wood. No, I'll Plowsow. So my next improvement that I play gets me another. My next improvement that I play gets me another thing. Another stable. Oh, you know what? Cube Designer. There's a combo here with Cube Designer with Passing Miners. The way this is worded right now, you get to 2 plate improvements. You play 4 Passing Miners in a row. You get 4 stables. So I could have played. So if I play field and then I play one other card, so field will trigger and then it'll also trigger again when I play the next one. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh, now I know. Marskock with cattle market. Okay. Joe, my play group back then would just sit on computers because the mechanics of the game were so much faster. Exactly, that's huge. Yes, the shuffling is just so much better. So much better. Yeah. What other games are similar like that? Like Agricola, you have the restocking of materials, but I find that even that is not as bad as like what are other games where you have to have where like playing online simplifies those kind of mechanics a lot. Two wood, I guess. Pretty sad. If I can get to 8 wood, I can't play Shepherd's Crock anymore, most likely. I need 9 wood for Shepherd's Crock. But if I can get to 8 wood to cover up some more tiles, that would be nice. Yeah, what other games? Like, yeah, deck builder, especially if you have a really lean deck, you're shuffling all the time. The one thing I found kind of annoying about Game of Thrones board game is if there were too many votes in a or hidden ballots in a row. I found that kind of repetitive because like you had to go through the same thing every time. You say, okay, everyone show your hands, and it should be really quick, but it didn't always go really quick. Take a vegetable. Or take clay. Yeah, probably clay. Not that anyone else really wants it, but Magic the Gathering, it's the same kind of reasons as Dominion. Right, yeah, you're shuffling. Every time you search for a card, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't played Magic for a while. I would like to. Maybe, so I'm going back to California soon, so it'd be nice to play some Magic with my friends there. Because we didn't play any when I was down there before. We were too busy all our wedding stuff. Cottonfield. Nice. Yeah, Marskock having a nice game. That cookies is nice, and he's got organic farmer too. So yeah, nice overall score. Whereas my game is a little more sad, just a little more. Nothing really here that I want, so vegetable is fine. If I could plow and sow in the last round, that would be worth something. And Cloister Dweller for Lumen. Yeah, I feel bad. Morning Trader, Cloister Dweller versus first pick Crop Rotator. Oh well, that happens. That happens. Lumen, start player, no improvement. Okay, I'm happy to plow sow. Especially with crop rotator. Plow sow gets a bit better. say I gotta take 3 wood here. Renovating the stone would be nice. Yeah, I mean, my reno is safe. I got 2 players at stone already, so I'll do that. So I'm looking at reed stone food and then a stone action. And then probably last action of the game will be reno fence. How's my feeding here? If I eat a cattle, 2 clay, and a food, then my feeding is good. Alright, that works. I'm left with 1 food to play field or crop rotator. So what I want to have happen is round 14 I get plow sow, I sow 2 goods, and then I play crop rotator, and then, yeah, that should work. So I can plow. For now, reed stone food, get an extra stone. I guess field is marginally better than, well, it's not strictly better, but it's better in some cases than plow, because I pay a food to get a stable. Food for a point is a good conversion, so I'll do that. So I guess that's probably just on major minor. Two stone is there. I do need stone in order to be able to reno. Okay. I can be blocked if I don't need stone here, so 2C OF to feed. I'm left with 2 food, 3 food. That should be fine. Am I going on plow sow? Or am I going for 4 wood? I think I go for plow sow. Okay. Roscock says, I wonder what your magical card is. Well, it's probably not what he thinks anymore. Okay, so if I take wood. Well, wood is definitely worth taking here. It's a bunch of points. I'm running out of actions though, which is super sad. Because if I play crop rotator, state manager. That's sad. Well, I guess I should look at how many points is my crop rotator. So if I eat 2 cattle, so I have to eat 2 food to play it. And so right now if I feed 2 cattle, then and 1 grain I would have enough. Okay. So the big advantage of crop rotator is that it would get me 2 extra grain and no, more than that. It would get me 4 extra grain and 1 extra vegetable. So 4 grain is 2 points and a vegetable is a point. So it's a 3-point action. Cost me 2 food to do. Now taking clay is also some points, but it's probably only 2 points. I'm not sure if that was worth anything. I don't get all my stables off too. Ugh, this is just like a really sad game. Hey Dumba. You're catching just the end of me playing a rather sad game. What did I have? I had 11, so I have to do 1 fewer. So let's do a clay to a point. And then I do that, and I sow 1 and sow 1, and then do, I have 9, so I can eat 1 grain, so F, so I eat FGOO. So yeah, I'm missing 2 stables, I'm missing a field, and got some empty spaces. Not the nicest game by me. So I have what I show plus 3. Yeah. Not the nicest. I mean, I got kind of screwed early by being last as much as I did. I should have taken read more aggressively. Because going last in the family growth queue was just really, really sad. And I mean, Marskok did well. He set himself up for first growth and he got it. And yeah. Would you like to chat in Discord after the game? Just 2 to 3 minutes? Sure. Do you want to do it on stream or off stream, Domba? Because I'm done here, so I'll be done for today. I won't stream anymore. So yeah, I saw that you were looking to play. That you want to do some voice games. So yeah, that would be fun. That was always my goal, but I haven't really got around to doing it. Scott being nice and friendly. Have to run, would like to play together. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played for a while, so yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching, those of you who are around here still. Not my best not my best game, but that's okay. I mean, a bit of a different format than I'm used to, and I haven't played for a while, so yeah. I'll put this up on YouTube, and yeah, gotta knock off the rest. Yeah, I was rusty for sure. Yeah, just it was hard to see the long-term goal in that game, and I mean part of it's draft randomness too. Like I first picked Crop Rotator when my 2 biggest opponents got Morning Trader and what was the other one? And the Columns card. That's a pretty hard disadvantage to overcome. So yeah. Anyways, I'll probably stream again soon. I mean, I won't say a date just because like I've said that before and then not done it. But yeah, I got the setup again. Got my mic set up now, so yeah. All right, that's all for me. Thanks very much for watching, you guys. Have a good day, and hope you enjoyed this little video. See ya.